5 years from now? Answers to those and other questions as we get up with you starting right now. The football crew is standing by. They're ready to go. But we have cleared the decks for the debut of the 19-year-old phenom. Are we bringing Matt Barnes for the first time in a long time? I'm not sure what he would have done defensively with this fellow last night. Let's take a look at the pictures of Zion Williamson's debut last night. Jay Will against the Spurs. He's all fired up and ready to go, and the pregame festivities were exciting and enthusiastic. And early on, he's making the nice feed for his first assist.
Here's the thing about Zion. He has incredible vision, and he's willing to make everybody else around him better. The consummate team player.
This is the first shot attempt of his NBA career. No good. He played 4 minutes in the first quarter. To the second we go. He played this game in spurts. Pelicans down 9, second quarter, and watch him here working hard inside Jay Will for his first NBA bucket.
And we will show you all of those spurts and all of these highlights. But Zion, just a workhorse. This is the kind of energy he brings to the table consistently.
2 points in 8 minutes in the first half. So you're thinking, okay, he'll ease in, and you see the way he runs. It makes everybody nervous. And then you got the turnovers in the third quarter. Quite a few of them. 5 turnovers on the night in all.
It's just being out of rhythm, not playing basketball for 3 months, finding what that timing is on the court.
So they would ask Alvin Gentry after 3 quarters, what are you seeing to this point? And he sounded optimistic, perhaps a sign of things to come.
Oh, he's going to be fine. Right now, he's just playing so conservative. He won't play that way. I'm not worried about him. We'll get him where he needs to be.
All right, I told you, if all you saw were the first 3 quarters, you missed the show. Here we go. Fourth quarter, down by 8. Zion, oh, look at him going up high for the rebound, and then starting the break, and he gets the assist. How about the ups at this point for the young fella?
Once again, not being timid to go over a guy like Jakob Poeltl, who is 7'1". He's 7'1". This guy's over him. Zion's 6'6". That's the kind of athletic ability he has.
Next possession, down by 8. Alonzo, outside. That's Zion, his first NBA 3, and he was just getting comfortable from downtown. Here's Lonzo throwing it up, and Zion throwing it down. 5 points for Zion in 30 seconds. Pelicans within 5. Next Pelicans possession. They're going to leave him wide open, and he's going to take the shot.
Well, that's the scouting report. Pop is smart. You do leave him open, you let him shoot, but Zion's also had 3 months to work on that jump shot.
8 straight points for Zion. He's rolling. Now, after a Spurs bucket, if he don't succeed the first time, try again. That's 10 straight for Zion in 4 possessions. Another bucket for San Antonio. Another 3 for Zion.
Do you feel the energy shifting for the Pelicans? Even in 18 minutes, this is how he plays.
Next possession. Oh, you're kidding. Yes. 4 for 4 for Zion from 3. He would score 17 consecutive points, and then they would take him out of the game. Coach says, big fella, we got to sit you back down.
And then the Pelicans lose.
And that would be all she wrote. He would score 22 points in 18 minutes. And yes, the Pelicans would lose. What a night for Zion Williamson.
It was everything I dreamed of, except for the losing part. Just the energy the crowd brought, the energy the city brought. It was electric. And I'm just grateful that they did that.
You had not hit 4 threes, I think, in a game in college. Were you in the zone?
I guess so. I'm going to just say, when you're not able to move around, do athletic movements for a while, and the only thing you can do is just shoot spot-up jumpers, I guess that was a result of that.
And so, again, it was a tale of 2 different games for him last night. First 3 quarters, nothing special, and then 17 in the fourth in a consecutive streak, including a 4 for 4 mark from 3. Those 17 points tied for the most in a quarter in a debut over the last 20 NBA seasons. So let's get Matt in here into the conversation. I'll give you the floor. What did you make of what he did in that fourth quarter?
As a player, it's all about rhythm. You know, playing in 2, 3 minute, 4 minute spurts in the first half, you probably wouldn't expect much, especially him being in preseason form, basically, and we're at mid-season. But he got extended minutes in the fourth quarter, and he caught a rhythm. And he took the challenge. He took the challenge knowing that my job is, they're going to make me shoot this 3. And he wasn't afraid to shoot it, which I like. He's obviously not going to shoot 4 for 4 every game, but he took the challenge, he stepped up, and he just shows what kind of excitement he's going to bring to the game. He's been out for 3 months.
Jay, he said yesterday, Zion did, that he's worked on the way that he would land and how he would try to prevent injury going forward. Did you see that in this game from him?
No, not necessarily, but I saw a lot of great things from him in this game. He's a lightning bolt. That's why he's the first pick in the NBA draft. You see the momentum that he was able to create with his team. Brandon Ingram didn't have a great game. Drew Holiday didn't have a great game. But yet Zion's in the game in the fourth quarter, and they have a 1-point lead. The way he gets everybody involved in a game, that's what makes him a great team player. He thinks about everybody first.
Look, we all watched him play last year. Every single game that he played at Duke was like must-see TV. If he's going to add this three-point thing to his repertoire, I mean, last night, among the things he did last night was pass Ben Simmons on the all-time three-point shot made.
Wow! Ben, you hear that, Ben?
He has made twice as many threes in his career last night in 18 minutes as Ben Simmons has. My point is, they let Simmons shoot threes he won't even try. This guy's going out there and taking that shot.
He had 22 points, 7 rebounds in 18 minutes. Per 48 minutes, that's 59 points. That's 59 points. He averages 1.2 points per minute, Matt. That's what he plays like.
He's a rare player who is a #1 pick, going to be a superstar, but can get his within the flow of the game with just straight hustle, energy. And we saw a lot of that last night. And like you said, if he's going to be able to shoot the three like that, it's a nightmare.
Now, look, I was really angry. He didn't play the last 5.5 minutes of the game. I wanted to see that as a fan. But overall, I really agree with what David Griffin and Alvin Gentry have done with that style. Play him in 3.5-minute bursts. This is a long-term thinking solution, not short-term being a prisoner of the moment to try to win a game.
Let's go back to that anger, though. Like, what would that be like for Zion? And he said, obviously, he wanted to stay in the game. Any athlete would say that. But what would that be like in that moment when you want to be out there? You know that your team can win the game if you stay in the game and you're being taken out.
Well, we said this before about Zion, and this happened with Coach K. This is what coaches need to do, or GMs or presidents. Sometimes you need to take the player out of the equation because they are their worst enemy. Because he does want to play. He's a competitor. That's who he is. But it's your job as a GM or a coach to think about what's in the best interest of the team long term.
I mean, I think they know this is a marathon, not a sprint. I think we got caught up in the excitement. Obviously, you got as hot as you can possibly get. Not to overhype it, but that's probably one of the most impressive 3-minute stretches we've seen by a rookie ever. You know what I mean? So considering the circumstances, it was great. The crowd was into it. They probably would have won the game off just the momentum he brought to the court if he would have stayed the course. But like I said, they're on a strict schedule, and it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And when do injuries happen? When you get fatigued, when you get exhausted. And for Zion, I don't care what anybody says, his conditioning still has a long way to go. He can still shed some pounds, and that's going to be the topic of discussion.
You know what happens frequently in baseball is that early in the season, a guy will be pitching a no-hitter. And they'll take him out after 6 innings or 5 innings. And they'll say to the manager, why'd you do that? And you say, maybe you don't throw a no-hitter, but we'll lose him for the rest of the season. If you leave him out there last night, as spectacular, look, they have got to try, I'm going to use a word, they're going to have to baby this guy through it, right? I mean, that's going to be the reality, maybe not just for this year. It does seem likely that that's going to be the reality for Zion a lot of the way forward.
And we're going to do a touch screen later. As David Griffin, I'm going through a roller coaster of emotions. We all get glamorized by that rebound he grabs over Jacopoto, right? But when he comes down, you're like, oh, just don't land the wrong way. And that shock absorption, are you landing on 1 foot? Are you landing on 2 feet? Are your knees bent? That risk mitigation is something that we're going to be talking about for a very long time.
All right, we will break that down. As you say, we'll have a full screen. It's great to have Matt here. We have tons of hoops this morning. But yesterday, we said goodbye to one of the all-time greats.
Giants quarterback Eli Manning retiring from football after 16 seasons. Manning holds almost every passing record in Giants team history to go along with 2 Super Bowl rings. And Manning is also one of 5 NFL players with at least 2 Super Bowl MVPs to his name, the others being Joe Montana, Bart Starr, Tom Brady, and Terry Bradshaw. Good company there. Now, while he will certainly be remembered for besting the Patriots on 2 separate occasions, Eli was a formidable postseason underdog his whole career. His lifetime 7-2 in such situations is good for the most wins by a quarterback in the Super Bowl era. We welcome our football guys to the table, Adam Schefter, Dominique Foxworth, and Damian Woody. And look, here's the thing. I think we can all agree that Eli will be in the Hall of Fame. But D. Wood, is he a Hall of Fame quarterback? Because those are kind of 2 different things.
In my opinion, I didn't believe he was. I never considered Eli the best of his era at any point. This is a guy who led the league in interceptions 3 different times, and the amount of seasons that he's missed the playoffs of the New York Giants. You can't overlook that. But listen, I think everyone can see the moments that Eli Manning put together. When you beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl and you're the Super Bowl MVP, he's never missed a game. I mean, think about that. That's incredible. You play in New York City, you're going to get the spotlight, so there's no denying he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
I think we just have to accept, we all know that he's going in, and none of us, I think, believe that he, talent-wise, is there, but we have to accept the fact that it's the ambient, atmosphere that's going to get him into the Hall of Fame. He has some very high highs, some awesome tent poles in his career, but the rest of that tent is awfully saggy, and you normally don't get into the Hall of Fame on something like that.